All right, let's talk about the founder-led sales playbook. If you're a founder doing your own sales, you know the grind. It can feel chaotic, right? Well, today, we're going to break down how to turn that chaos into a clear, repeatable system that gets you to that first million in annual recurring revenue.
So, this is it. This is the question that keeps every early-stage founder up at night. How in the world do you get from zero to that first million? It feels like this huge, impossible mountain to climb, and the default answer always seems to be just hustle harder. But what if that's not the right answer?
Look, this whole idea that you just have to work more, send more emails, make more calls, it's a trap. Honestly, it's a one-way ticket to burnout, not progress. You get caught up mistaking motion for momentum, and trust me, that is a really dangerous place to be.
No, the secret isn't working harder, it's about getting sharper. It's about replacing all that frantic, random activity with focused, intentional plays. And that's exactly what we're going to break down right now. This is the playbook.
Okay, first things first, let's dive into what is maybe the most crucial mindset shift you have to make. This is where I see so many founders trip up, because they think their product is the star of the show. It's not.
Think about it this way. At this stage, you're not really a salesperson. Your real title is more like Chief Learning Officer. You're running the entire show, the demos, handling objections, closing deals, all to create the tightest feedback loop possible, and really understand your customer.
I mean, this is such a huge shift in thinking. Your early customers, they aren't just buying your version 0.1 software. They are betting on you. They're buying into the belief that you and your team are going to be around in a year to keep solving their problem. Your real job is to sell that belief. The product is just the proof.
And this right here, this shows the moment of truth for every founder. Those first 10 customers, they usually come from your network. They're friendly, they're willing to experiment, and they close on that belief we just talked about. But to get from 10 to 20, you're facing skeptical buyers who need a real process. This is when you have to graduate from selling a dream to running a real sales motion.
All right, section 2. So how do we take that giant, terrifying goal of $1 million and break it down into something you can actually tackle week by week? This is where we stop guessing and start building a predictable engine.
Here it is, the target, $1 million. But just staring at it like this, it feels impossible, doesn't it? It's just a big, abstract number hanging out there, and it can be completely paralyzing. So let's add some structure.
Now, what if we just assume an average deal size of, say, $50,000? All of a sudden, the mission changes. It's not get to $1 million anymore, it's find 20 companies who will pay us $50K. See how much more tangible that feels already?
Okay, let's go even one step deeper. If we assume a pretty standard 10% win rate, meaning 1 in 10 qualified conversations turns into a deal, well, now we have an actual activity target. We need to have 200 times real, meaningful conversations. Now that is a number you can build a plan around.
And there you have it. This simple little table turns that vague dream into a measurable weekly sales motion. You now know exactly what you need to do. Your job isn't some fuzzy goal. It's to generate a certain number of qualified leads to hit your target. Simple as that.
So we have the math, but 200 conversations is still a lot of work. The absolute key is making sure they are the right conversations, because your time is your most valuable, non-renewable resource. You can't waste it. And this is the perfect way to think about it. In an emergency room, you don't treat a broken finger with the same urgency as a heart attack, right? It's the exact same thing in sales. Some prospects have a small problem, a broken finger. Others, their hair's on fire. You've got to find the hair on fire people.
And that's where this ICU framework is so helpful. First, I for intensity. How bad is their pain really? Are they already trying to patch it together with duct tape solutions? Then C for consistency. Are you showing up, following up, and building enough trust to get to the real story? And finally, U for urgency. What happens if they just do nothing? This framework helps you filter out the maybes that kill your pipeline.
Okay, you know the math, and you know who you're looking for. Now it's time to build your arsenal. We're talking about sharpening your offer, getting the right tools, and pricing with confidence.
This is so powerful. It's like a Mad Libs for your value proposition. We help this specific person who is struggling with this specific problem buy our unique solution so they can get this amazing outcome. It forces you to stop talking about features and start talking about their transformation. People don't buy drills, they buy holes in the wall.
And please do not think you need to go out and buy some crazy expensive, complicated tech stack. You just need the basics, a minimum viable stack, a way to build lists, a tool for outreach, a simple CRM, heck, Notion can work, and tools to schedule meetings and handle contracts. The goal is leverage, not more complexity.
And finally, let's talk about pricing. Your price is not just a number, it is a signal. Price too low and you signal desperation. Make it too complex and you create confusion. Your price should be a confident reflection of the massive value you deliver, period.
Okay, last section, let's put this all into motion. You can't just do random acts of sales and hope for the best. You need to run specific, repeatable plays to generate demand. This is your go-to market strategy.
And here are the 4 big ones you can choose from. Now, the key here is focus. Do not try to do all of these at once. For most early-stage founders, the 1-2 punch of founder-led marketing and direct outbound sales is where the magic happens. Why? Because they give you the most direct control and the fastest feedback loop.
So what is founder-led marketing? It's you, on platforms like LinkedIn, building visibility and credibility. You're not trying to go viral. You're trying to become the go-to expert for a very specific group of people with a very specific problem. You share your learnings, tell customer stories, and you scale trust. It warms up the market so that when your cold outreach finally lands, it doesn't feel so cold anymore.
So here it is, the whole playbook. But the real question, the one you have to ask yourself, is this. Are you ready to make the shift? Are you ready to stop selling a product and start guiding a customer? Because that's the whole game. This journey isn't about being a better salesperson. It's about becoming a trusted guide. And if you can do that, that first million is well within your reach.